Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Sex Podcast, a show that examines all aspects of sexuality, from physical to emotional to spiritual. Join our hosts as they discuss age-old questions, common misconceptions, and the latest topics surrounding sex. They'll tackle topics about sexuality from the complicated to the hilarious and everything in between. GSMC Sex Podcast is your show for all of your questions about sex, even some you might not have thought of yet.
Welcome to the Sex Podcast with your host, Andra. The topic about sex is from the point of view of an older woman. In this segment, we're going to talk about the all-exciting and fun booty call. Now, I remember back in the day, the booty call was you had that one person you lusted for, and you call each other early morning, late evening, so that you can get your groove on. There was really no emotions involved, but you did enjoy the sex. It was good sex. You had an implied consent, an implied, relationship kind of sort of. And I don't even think you want to call it a relationship because it was just when you were having a bad time or you were extremely horny and just wanted to get out there and do it. With that one person you phone call, and there was an understanding, like an implied understanding of what the relationship was between each other. It was totally set. You didn't have to worry. But we also don't have a name for our booty call. We just know who to call, and when we call them, gets those juices flowing, or we're already, in the mood and just want to play it out. But you don't really need a name for that. But I guess having one might make it even more exciting. So let's jump in. First name on our list for elusive booty call is the sex snack. This is where you and your booty call continually meet up with each other. And, you're on a roll here, say every Friday night at 2 a.m. you're meeting up. You don't have any feelings, falling, or anything like that, but it's, what goes on in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. We have the free pass booty call. You get to exchange, words here and there. Call this person up. Say, what's up? What you doing tonight? Feeling a little, horny. But this is usually when you or the individual you're calling on your booty call is in a drunken stupor. You come home from the clubs and you want to just have fun. Or you're feeling a little bit lonely on a Friday night. You didn't have any plans. Or, it's a mixture of both of them. You went out with your friends. They went home to whoever or whatever. And you're going home to nothing. So you call each other up. This, don't need no romance, no feeling, no nothing. Your body is just saying, ooh, let's call him up. Or her. Because I'm feeling, want to get that, groove on. So you call them up. but you kind of sort of got them on speed dial. Now we all know this one, the Benefriends, the friend with benefits. There's, in this situation, you have physically a strong attraction, but for a fact that, that person's there, your friends, you've talked occasionally, but there's nothing that's going to occur that next day. You don't want to worry about that person having, not calling you the next day and you getting a booty call when you're trying to boost each other up, your self-esteem. You just want that person. They'll fill you with a lot of compliments, like, "Oh, you're looking amazing." But you never say, you don't say thank you. There's none of those. Just you get dressed. Yep. Booty call's checking you out. You're checking out that booty call. You're looking really delicious tonight. And that's what it is. That, just look good and need to make it yours. The imaginary BFF. This particular booty call is you're constantly sexting each other. You from time to time get into deep conversations. Just, through chat, nothing major. You'll ask how each other's day was. Really, really small questions. Maybe even one answer questions. You don't go hang out with this person or anything. It's all on the phone. You probably don't even see each other every day, but for that one time you call and say, "Hey, let's hook up." That person says yes. There you go. It doesn't go beyond the look where, that person's in front of you, or you're going to go to work and see this person, or you're friends with this person. You have somebody you can just get all your sexual phone calls out to, talk dirty to, and everything, and then you hook up. Or it doesn't go beyond that. There's a limit on that one. The +1 booty call. Well, I've been known to have a +1. Everybody's been known to have a +1. You got invited to a wedding. You don't have a date. So who do you call? Your booty call. Your +1. And this person's generally always ready to go because they know that after there's going to be some fun at the end of that rainbow there. And, and with this booty call, this booty call actually and goes out. Partner, you always have a dance partner. You have fun with them. You have good laughs, but it doesn't go beyond that emotionally. Just in your mind, you might even call this person your friend. And this is why they're your +1. You always have somebody to go out to events with. You're going to get laid after, but you had fun beforehand. You don't got to worry about that calling after. There's actually a booty call, the expiration date. You like each other and you're quote unquote dating for all intents and purposes, if you want to call it that. But it's really, you have that, it's hard to stop, but that at one point in time, if you meet somebody or something happens, that booty call, quote unquote, relationship is going to have to be cut off at one point in time. Sometimes this, it's a summer fling. Other times, it's this person's way across in another state, and when you go out there, you always have a place to stay and get your groove on. But it's gonna, you gotta cut it off. You gotta come home. The summer's over. Gotta go to school. Gotta get into your studies. So there is an expiration date to that, and then you pick it back up again unless something happens and you meet somebody and you don't. You might cross paths again. Next one's the breadcrumber. And after this, we're going to take a short break, but we're going to talk about the breadcrumber. This particular booty call, every so often, this person will send you flirtatious text, your plans, but be very vague about it so that you, say you didn't have any plans, you can turn around and say, okay, well, you can come over and we can have some fun. But it really doesn't go beyond that. So, as I stated, we're going to take a break after the breadcrumber and come back and finish out our booty calls.
Still on the search of that one true love? On the limbo in this crazy world of dating, marriage, relationships? Well, listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Relationship Podcast, your one-stop podcast for everything about relationships.
Welcome back to the Sex Podcast with your host, Andra, where the topic about sex is from the point of view of an older woman. On the last segment, we were going through the types of booty calls. And as promised, we'll continue with our booty calls. Now, back in the day, booty call was just what it was. Nothing more, nothing less. But as time has gone on, apparently, we've come to the point of naming them, which you have seen or listened to in the last segment, which is all fun and good, because I think we like to have those little pet names for our, that booty call that we're just going to call the for sure orgasm, because isn't that what the booty call is for? Nowadays, things have, how we say, progressed with the booty call. There are times when you want to go a little further with that. You want that person to be something that's, going to be around. And you need to know how to go about that. First of all, pick somebody who is basically, in layman's terms, part of your social life. Someone you're going to bump into all the time. You will address each other. So that's a good thing, you get noticed. And you know that you're going to do this. But please don't make it your friend's sibling. Although I'm sure that's happened. When your friend finds out, that can be a little tricky. This person's not really a friend, but you know for a fact you're going to see them. Another way of looking at this also, pick somebody who, you're not going to pick somebody who's going to make you nervous, because when you're nervous, you're not going to be able to perform. And The whole idea of that booty call is to have that orgasms with no strings attached, and you know that it's a definite, because that's what you're there for. You need to be able to just go right up to that person and just boom, no talking. They come over and you just go right to the act, right to the fun, right to getting that orgasm on. You can have fun while you're doing it. It's not a problem. But your ultimate goal is just to get your groove on. Then there's the, try not to kiss and tell, because you don't want anybody to know about it. And if you are going to say something, if you have this person, this booty call, but the agreement is that you can still go out and do what you want with whomever you want, and that goes the same for your booty call. You kind of sort of don't want to be out there kissing and telling, because you don't know who you'll be talking to, and you don't know who knows who these days, especially in extremely small states. It's a big world out there, as we all say, but we have a tendency to cross each other's paths, or paths from time to time, not even realizing it. You want to keep your, when you're drunk and you're texting, you keep that to a minimum. Because after a while, it's just going to slur. It's going to be uncontrollable words that you don't even know what you're writing. But if you are going to do that in order to contact your booty call to meet up, make sure that it has a purpose for that. Or, if you decide to call during the week because you know that you have, you're not going out this coming Friday. See what your booty call is doing. You want to meet up. It's kind of sort of making plans, which, that you're going to get it. You're going to get laid. It's as simple as that. You don't need to worry about it. Keep it, don't bring out all the sexy doodads that you would wear for somebody, your partner you have feelings with. The booty call is just that get together. Just get together. Go jeans, Converse. Who cares? You're not there to be looking like a fashion show or impressing this person. Like I said, you're there for one thing and one thing on one purpose only. To get that groove on. The most and biggest reason to get your orgasm. Because that's what a booty call is. Just get your orgasm. Because if you go up there and you're dressed in your high heels and you're looking really good, unless of course you went out that night to some function, and then when you get out of there you were feeling a little, promiscuous, kinky, horny, and you call up your booty call. Well, you go in there, obviously you're going to get the question, what are you all dressed up for? I mean, that's the difference there. Other than that, a booty call is no heels required. You might even come and get, you don't even have to worry about, eating or anything. Because you're probably going to get up and leave right after that. And that orgasm, that brief moment of, oh, okay. Or coming down off of that high. And you're now, you sit up, you turn to the side, you get your clothes, and you walk out that door. Say bye. So you know for a fact there's still that connection there. You can, basically with this person, you don't have to worry about gazing over your food. There's really you could get, a lot of us when we're with people and we're attracted to them, we want to impress them. So most of us, mainly us women, will eat very lightly in front of them. At a booty call, you don't have all that. You can eat, get it all over you. Hell, have them lick it off. You can watch whatever you want. When you're with a partner that you have feelings for, you actually discuss, oh, what do you want to watch today? In this situation, we're not doing all of that. Sometimes the booty call, for me, and how I remember how the booty call was viewed, how it was quote unquote done back in the day, is there were no sleepovers. You went there in those bewitching hours, got your orgasm, went home. Nowadays, some people will do that sleepover and booty call it again in the morning. Why go home and come back? You're already there. But I can't see where that transitions over. So the sleepover is a no-no, even though it's thought of or whatever. But at that point, if they happen to ask you, then that means someone's getting a little bit more feelings going on in the relationship. And unless you want that, which it may just be mutual, go beyond that. You got the sex part of the way. You're not nervous over that, but there's still going to be the nerves now that the sex has changed and the feelings changed. So that booty call has just been elevated to the next level. So if you're ready for that, have that sleepover. But we're particularly just talking about booty calls here, so don't have a sleepover. You'll ruin every other booty call you call from. And you may not call again for that booty call. There is sexting involved. It's usually when you get to that point, if you're sitting there imagining it in the morning, but you got to go to work. By the time evening comes, just shoot out, do a little small shout out to your booty call, and get something arranged for the evening. We're going to take a break here, and when we come back, let's explore those signs when you realize that your booty call is turning into a relationship. So get a snack and a drink, come back, get comfortable, and I'll be back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
As promised, welcome back to the Sex Podcast with your host, Andra. Where the topic about sex is from the point of view of an older woman. Now, we've been talking about different, what to call your booty call. Different ways of looking at that booty call. How to have a booty call. But, it does come a time, and you don't even realize it. And your booty call doesn't even realize it, that there has become that sexual there's that emotional, there is that attraction beyond that call, that one, that morning call to get your orgasm on, where you realize you actually do like each other. There are ways to tell. Your friends know this person's name. And knowing that person's name, they start asking about that person. By doing that, it's bringing them into that booty call is now has a place, and it's attached to you. It's in your life. Booty calls generally you don't even talk about with your friends. You don't even, let out the name. Why would they need to know? But when it does get to that, your friends knowing, and now they're asking about that person, things are changing. You originally did your booty call text, which you didn't spell out all the words. All of a sudden, those texts are now spelt out words, more intelligent, more pinpoint about, what are you doing? Or, how was your day today? A little bit more personal. Or, what are you doing? You're spelling things out where before it was just like it's a booty call. You just want this person to come over. Quick text. Boom. No letters. But that booty call got the hint as to what was going on. Now, those texts are coming before 8 p.m. And when before, that booty call would call you late at night. But the frequency is a little bit more. It's earlier. And you're accepting it. You're conversing back on an intelligent level, or at least at another level of just that, hey, let's get up and get laid. You start to learn about that person. And, you're beginning to talk about, or about things that have occurred in their life, and they know things that have occurred in yours, and how they've been impacted by these things. So it's, now it's getting a little deeper. You're starting to learn about each other. The texting turns into phone calls. You're actually having that phone conversation. You can actually hold a conversation. You're talking about things. You're exchanging your social media information, and you're allowed to post on there while you're in. They're allowed to post on yours. With social media, when you're doing this with your booty call, and when it's, it's getting a little bit more, if you post something and you think it's offensive, or you feel that you shouldn't have said it because this isn't the vibe that you want to send, you delete it. So you actually have a feeling as to why you're doing this. You now don't mind being seen with them. You don't mind having your photograph taken with them, that quick, picture, and get it posted. It's okay. They start to, spend more time with you. You're doing that sleepover that we talked about. That was a no-no in a booty call, but has a tendency to happen. Hey, you might be in a stupid drunker when you're in your booty call and you both pass out. One of you's got to get up really quickly and get out of there before the other one sees you. When this, when it's going into a relationship and you're feeling feelings for this individual, that won't happen. You're okay. Roll over and there they are. You greet them in the morning with that light kiss after having a romp in the bed, in the sack. Yes, I was going to say romp in the sack. you know more about them. Like, you know what their middle name is. You know what perfume they wear or like, or, you're starting to want to know more. If they have a pet, you're bonding with that pet. You like that pet. You're developing that relationship with that pet. This is beyond them. Before, you wouldn't even care about that pet. Put the dog in the bathroom. I don't want to be interrupted. It was one of those deals. You haven't, it hasn't gotten as far as meeting the parents yet, but you know about the parents. You know what each other, that other person's parents do. If, they're around, or, there's that relationship. You start to learn about the family structure and their family, what consists of their family, and how their relationships are. The texting becomes a little bit more of, you're thinking about this person. You're not texting and saying, hey, I'm horny, let's get together. Something like that. It's more thoughtful text messages. You invite them out on a date with, your friends or their friends, one or the other, but you're now being seen in public with this individual, which before it was just a booty call. They didn't know nothing. They didn't know this person existed. Now they do. Either you or your booty call at each other's house allows for things to be left there, like you leave a toothbrush there, or you leave a set of clothes there in the off chance that while you're out, you're going to come back, stay over. You can just get ready from there. You didn't move in or anything, but you have something there, so you have a place, and you have that feeling of security there. They'll loan something to you, like if they have books on the shelf, and you look at there and say, oh, this book looks really interesting, and they'll say, I know you can borrow it. You can read it. Let me know what you think about it. I read it some time ago. Or they have something else there that they let you borrow. And in the case of women, for the most part, if they go over and they're dressed up, but now they're leaving, the man will sometimes let them borrow like a pair of sweats and a shirt so that they can go home comfortably instead of have to get back up and, fight to get them nylons on and heels and get redressed. But you're feeling comfortable. That person has got a personal belonging of yours. So that's putting a little bit more, of that beyond orgasm state. I mean, you already know how each other orgasms. Now you can go beyond that and explore it, how to grow with it. And this is inciting emotions that you never had for your booty call before. And then there's the, when you're out and they not inadvertently, but they call you baby or boo, which is a cute one. I kind of like that one. But they call you pet names. Never did that before, but now they do. So these are, your booty call has now been looked at from a different light, and it's starting to evolve into a relationship. And it's not a bad thing, because that might be the person that you have been looking for your whole life. That's not to say this is going to happen with everybody, but it does happen. So on that note, we're going to end the segment here. So as usual, practice safe sex, if not for yourself, for your partner or your booty call, whichever you prefer.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Sex Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows from the GSMC Podcast Network. From sex and relationships to health and wellness, life and happiness, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Sex Podcast.